Welcome out to Try Hard number...
Didn't quite start that
69.
No, it's okay. They can start.
What?
Yeah.
What's
Did
going
you
on?
start recording?
Are we recording?
Are we recording?
What are you
Craig?
doing?
You said recording.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you said
We're
it.
recording. I
All
said,
right.
Tell me...
I said, hey everybody, we're gonna start recording now.
Does that mean you
Oh.
click recording though? Okay, look, goddammit. We're gonna talk about Batman, okay?
Guys are recording.
We're
Just,
gonna talk. Thanks, Chase. Thanks for that.
can you teach me how to play Minesweeper?
Listen,
first?
we got a big day ahead of us, guys.
Look.
First off, happy Saturday to you. The non-live recording of Try Hard. The reason why we're not doing live is because we like to have Saturday morning to do things.
Yes.
And it's not as stressful to do it live. So thank you for understanding.
Piece of crap.
But also, a big perk this week is that Try Harder will be going to our patrons.
Oh, it will, won't it?
Isn't that exciting? That's wonderful and exciting this
That
week.
is great.
It's
I
awesome.
want to let you know this episode of the Try Hard Podcast, number 57, is brought to you by our friends at Dollar Shave Club and a brand new sponsor this week, Bespoke.
Bespoke.
Yes, we'll be talking about them, and they're actually pretty cool little product, which I'm excited to talk about here in just a little bit. So, so the
talking
topic-
about Batman.
Yes, we want to talk about Batman. Why? Because it's November.
It's November and everyone knows. So we were just talking about it, and I heard a little rumblings.
What?
Rumbling and grumbling.
I heard a
I
little
said I've
rumbling.
never seen Batman Forever.
You never seen Batman Forever?
No.
And
And
so-
I think Batman the character is overrated, and not that he's not cool in his own right. I just feel like the representation of him is like, I get it. He's Batman.
He's a sad ninja.
But- Yeah. He's a depressed ninja.
So here's what we're gonna do, okay?
yeah.
This is the challenge for this Batman, okay?
Okay.
We, as a group, are going to decide.
Keep
What are
going.
you doing?
I'm pulling up Batman trailers.
Okay. We, as a group, are going to figure out which is the best Batman film and which Batman, including Bruce Wayne, not who's the best Bruce Wayne and Batman, who's the best total package Bruce Wayne Batman, and which film is the best.
That's today's topic.
That is what
Okay.
we're doing right here,
Okay,
right now.
1989 Batman, Michael Keaton. There you go.
Nah, dude. He was a good Birdman, but did you see
I
Birdman?
just
I haven't seen Birdman
I
yet.
love
I ended the
Birdman.
I
conversation.
haven't seen Birdman either.
Birdman's like 3 different shots
Yeah.
for the entire movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Did you give up on the YouTube already?
Well, the internet's not set up on that since we switched over to the new office, so
Yeah,
I don't want to be
gotcha.
putting passwords and
They
stuff.
can look it up in another tab.
Okay, gotcha. So, I will say that my favorite total package Batman Bruce Wayne combo, and I'm gonna be the outlier here, and I don't care, is the Val Kilmer Batman
Really?
from
Yeah.
Batman Forever, because he is the only one that has actual psychological issues and character issues as Bruce Wayne. Now Christian Bale's got issues, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
clearly, like his personal life, Rachel and everything is fucked because of his identity as Batman.
Right.
And Nolan's aware of that, and Christopher Nolan takes care of his Batman Bruce Wayne. But I like the fact that in Batman Forever is not the best Batman movie. Okay, that's not the case. I'm arguing
Yeah,
for right here.
I just
Okay.
felt people leaving the show.
No.
when you said that.
But they should stick around because they should hear out my argument. Because I am interested in the fact that Batman Forever it has a love interest that is sexually driven and lustful and in love with Batman, but also in love with Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne's a good guy.
Yeah.
And Nicole Kidman. And she is smoking hot and she wants it bad, but she's conflicted because she's also genuinely in love with one of her patients, Bruce Wayne.
I think this really comes down the beginning and end of this conversation really starts and ends with, which is why it's the beginning and end, is how fucked up do you think Bruce Wayne is?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he's totally fucked up.
And like I feel like even though Batman Forever is like super cartoonish and outlandish, Joel Schumacher just like totally like went crazy, went even crazier with Batman and Robin. Like I feel like Val Kilmer's Batman or Bruce Wayne is the best reflection of what that person would actually be like.
Do you mean forgettable? Because I don't remember that. at
Really?
all.
Have you watched
Yeah.
it recently?
Yeah, I watched. This is the last time I watched it is when I realized this. Like in the reluctance to have Robin as any part of his family because he understands vengeance and how it can drive you absolutely mad and make you do fucked up shit. Like he goes to Chris O'Donnell and he's like, you don't want this. Like I know Two-Face has killed your family, and he tells him, he's like, look, like whenever you kill Two-Face, you're gonna he says this, he's like, there's gonna be another Two-Face and another until you don't even know what you're chasing anymore. And so like that's deep stuff, especially for a movie as lighthearted as that is. It's like for Val Kilmer's Batman, like the chase never stops. Like there's always going to be something haunting him. And, clearly he has issues with his parents getting killed and all that stuff, and he's trying to convey that to Dick Grayson.
I think that's the same with any Batman though. Any portrayal of Batman is that they're like Bruce Wayne is a fucked up dude. Like his parents were killed in front of him.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Like that will haunt anybody, whether they're fighting the Joker or Penguin or Two-Face or whatever. Yeah, that's gonna fuck everybody up. And like that Bruce Wayne will always have demons no matter what. And I don't know. I just think that when you think of specifically that Batman, it's like super bright and cartoony and colorful and light bright greens and hey, the Riddler,
and Two-Face is like and he literally has. I mean, I'm sure it's like this in the comics, but his. Yeah. I mean, the set design. I'm gonna say the set design in Batman Forever is awesome. It doesn't work. Okay, but visually,
if you detach it from Batman, it's cool.
Yeah, like he did just rip it right out of the comic books. Like I think in that way, it's effective.
I would love to kind of see, and I'm sure somebody's done a video of this online, like a side-by-side comparison of somebody thought the same way you did and went into the comic book panels and look, they ripped this out, or they thought that way and they tried to show where it was ripped out and it didn't work at all.
Yeah. If they did, it would have to come from the early 60s, because Batman got really fucking stupid in the early 60s, which inspired the Adam West Batman, because before that, Batman was still dark and menacing.
Dark person.
And then he got really dumb, and I remember editing a Desk of Death Battle on this. He had a bunch, one comic he had to distract the media from Robin's broken arm. He wore a rainbow suit. He wore a pink suit. He wore a white suit. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
A bunch of dumb stuff. And so that stupid shit inspired the Adam West TV show. Oh, clearly this is a dumb comic, so let's just live up to that.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, the comics started getting better again.
They got more real. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say realistic, but they got more gritty.
Parker, what's your favorite Batman?
Movie?
No, let's stick with Batman first, and then we'll do movie. I think movie will be easier to decide.
Yeah.
My favorite Batman?
Yeah, favorite Batman.
Across all media?
Yeah,
sure.
The Arkham games.
The Arkham games.
Really?
Kevin Conroy
awesome.
does a great representation.
Of course, yeah. And
the
that's
Arkham
fine.
games are amazing.
Arkham games are fine.
You gotta
do you want to limit it to the movies?
That's what I'm saying. If you want movies,
because I mean,
Because there's so much renditions in the comics.
Yeah, and the animated series of Batman's fucking awesome.
Was the Arkham games, were they written by actual comic writers?
Yeah.
See, and I think that's why that's probably your favorite, is that it was written by, as opposed to someone who made a screenplay.
Yeah.
But
And
they
that
still
they're
play
true
really
to the
well,
they're
which
true to
is
the
good.
main principle about Batman, that he makes all of his own villains. Whereas in the movies, he never makes any of his own villains. They just
Well, you made
happen
the
to show
Joker.
up.
He made the
in
Joker in Tim Burton 1.
in the
and,
term.
I mean,
Okay.
Harvey did.
They reference
Involuntarily.
it.
Yeah,
Didn't.
that's true.
But okay, so
I don't
let's
know. That's
challenge
kind
it.
of a
I would say the Arkham Batman is the best. I mean,
Yeah, it takes one of the cool things about the animated series was in their book, the creator book, it was this isn't a show about Bruce Wayne, this is a show about Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman's secret identity. That's in their writer's notebook.
Yeah.
And they do such it was written to be acceptable for kids, obviously. But they still get into really dark stuff, and they get into the really terrible past of all the villains, and no one's happy at that
Right.
show.
Yeah.
And I think the Arkham games take that and put it into a format that is more less kid friendly and more here's the Batman you always wanted when you were a kid, but now you're an adult.
Yeah.
So let's just to challenge ourselves. Let's exclude the video
Exclude
games.
the video games?
Let's do live action films.
Then I mean,
Because otherwise,
I
Kevin
would
Conroy
say
is top tier.
Yeah,
my
totally.
favorite Batman movie is the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight, but that's only because of the Joker.
I'll get to that in a second.
If Heath Ledger wasn't in that movie, I don't think it would be my favorite.
Yeah. So does that mean Christian Bale is your favorite Batman?
I guess. I feel like it was same with Ben Affleck. They're just so boring. They're boring people. But I guess Bruce. No, because Bruce Wayne is very lively and colorful when he's not Batman.
That's the thing. Is Bruce Wayne's out. He's a party goer. He's a womanizer.
He's
he goes out and
he's
he's driving
like
fast cars.
Tony Stark a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I
when
feel
he's
like
not
you get so
Batman.
little of that in the Nolan Batman movies, though. Just a little taste.
There's that scene. I mean, there's my there's the thought of there's that scene where he walks in, he's got the 2 drunk girls, and he sees,
Yeah,
he sees
yeah.
what's her
Right,
name,
and they
like,
try to
that's
show it, but that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they don't really give you much.
But
of
like
it.
if you go back to the original Batman, he's always entertaining. Like that's where he meets Vicky Vale, and that's where he meets the
Yeah.
you know like
Yeah, the reporter guy.
But
Yeah.
like he's hosting a lot of stuff
Right.
in that, and he's all there's probably 3 or 4 parties in that movie.
Yeah.
You know where
Yeah, of
that,
course,
that he's
yeah.
a part of.
in
yeah.
the Christopher Nolan ones, he's like this quiet guy that does charity work, and obviously like Wayne Enterprises is huge, but he's not like.
To be fair, the Nolan films take a similar approach to the animated series when they focus on
it's
this
Batman.
is him being Batman.
Right.
Yeah,
totally.
Instead, they give us glimpses of Bruce Wayne being this high extravagant person, but they ground it in like, shit, I also have to be Batman.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
for
like
sure.
in those movies he's so obsessed with being Batman. Like that's all he does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
He's just like I gotta fight somebody. You know, like that's all. He wants to
Like in
Yeah.
the Arkham games, you don't even see Bruce Wayne. So
Of course, yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just Batman.
There's like a
yeah.
couple small parts, but it's nothing. It's nothing extravagant. But yeah, so like with Michael Keaton, like he entertains a lot, and he also has that really good scene where he's like you want to get nuts,
Let's
like,
get nuts.
let's
Yeah,
get
yeah.
nuts, and it's like
See, that's like I haven't seen a lot of the older Batman movies.
Oh, okay.
And I
So-
need to, but
Good.
The honest trailers actually do, they do it in a satirical, comical way, but they actually do a pretty good review of these 2 different, the Tim Burton Batman, the first one, and
First
the
2.
Batman Forever,
Uh-huh.
because they just released that one recently, right before Justice League.
the honest trailers for it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll have to go back and I don't have to, but to have a better argument,
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and actually watch the full Batman Forever film. But they make a good point. Like, I think a lot of what you're getting about Val Kilmer being such a good Bruce Wayne Batman is the writing.
Yes,
Ironically,
yeah, the
but-
writing and just who happens to be his the
Nemesis?
supporting characters
Yeah.
in the film.
But like the point the honest trailers makes is like he's so lifeless the entire time. Like
Yeah.
he's so dead. He's just like, I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna go pick up drive-through.
Yeah, I guess so.
But also a point they also make about the first Tim Burton films is that like, Michael Keaton is a good crazy Batman, but like he lets that craziness come out a little too much as Bruce Wayne, which makes sense. Like, but like just like if you're gonna create the 2 different characters in this one person, like
Yeah,
like-
especially when it's juxtaposed with the Joker. It's like
See, well, the thing
Yeah.
about I really love about Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne is that he's an even keel the entire time. He's like calm, then he's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go, bring it back down."
Of course,
and that's kind of how it is with him.
Yeah.
He's got these peaks that are so high.
But
that you
Batman
want to get
does
nuts,
it.
and he does that, and he goes crazy.
But that's not Batman, man.
But it may not be
Yeah.
Batman, but it
Yeah.
may be Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
That's
it,
like,
it
yeah,
might be
I-
Michael
it
Keaton's
could make
Bruce
for a
Wayne.
good movie, but like if you look at Batman, like especially in a fight, he's like the most calm person there is.
But
I think
Whether it's Doomsday or like some other world ender, he's
But
like.
there's
okay,
the other
like-
side of that. The other side of that is that he's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." And then the Joker just essentially points a gun at him, and he says, "You ever dance the devil in pale moonlight or something like that?"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he goes, "Huh?" Like that, and then he gets shot, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's one of those things where he goes high, and then he comes low, and he realizes like, "What the fuck?" But at the same time, I'm
It's so
this
not
is-
Batman.
But-
though.
no, but-
like it's
but-
funny and it's
but it's
probably
Bruce
good.
Wayne,
But
though,
to credit, Michael Keaton's Batman, like when he is Batman, he is even keeled the whole
Straight
time.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only
And
when
that-
he's Bruce Wayne that he goes crazy.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
That's
and I think that's what I don't know. That's what makes me torn between Bale and Michael Keaton is there's not a second in either of the Batman films where I believe Michael Keaton is doing any of that stuff, or Michael Keaton could possibly be Batman.
No, I don't think that Michael Keaton, from a physical stature standpoint, is doing like backflips and stuff. But you got to remember, well, the only real action in that entire movie that is like that you could be like, whoa, like stunt guy did that is there's a kick up where like he's on his back and he kicks up, and I
Yeah.
think that's like the only. The rest of the time he's just like blocking
Yeah,
stuff.
of course. It's very
Yeah, and
He's
I
got a
like-
pretty good fight scene though in the alley.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Pulls into the trash.
whenever they shoot him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "Get him up."
But the thing,
It's
the neck of that Batman,
Yeah,
he couldn't
yeah.
move, so
It's
his
so-
entire body, it's
Same as
very
the first Nolan film.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make this
So-
point, and not just because I know he knows how to fight, but Keanu Reeves as Batman would be wonderful from a
As Batman.
looks standpoint, from a voice standpoint, and then from a martial arts standpoint. Like he could fucking do it. I don't know why they haven't done it, because
He could play a pretty charming Bruce Wayne, but he would have to really work on that.
Yeah, it'd
on the
be
Bruce
like-
Wayne.
I don't know.
Bruce Wayne might be awkward, but Batman, he would be excellent.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but that's the trouble with the characters. You have
Yeah.
to get someone who can do both.
Okay, this is about agreeing. All of us agreeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will defer to agree that Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
That's interesting. Thank you for that.
It's tough
Do you
because
not
like
think that?
for me,
I didn't think you would agree.
for me, like the first Nolan film.
Yeah, with Scarecrow was awesome.
I think Christian Bale really did a good job there. They didn't listen. They didn't have time to listen to people criticizing his Batman voice, which was fine in the first one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So his Batman voice sounded good in the first one. And I think we got, we could have done with more like extravagant playboy Bruce Wayne, but granted he did just kind of come back to life in the eyes of the world, and so
That is true. He's not like
It depends on the Batman you want. Do you want a physical Batman? It's Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Do you want like a smart, intellectual, kind of crazy Batman?
I do wish Nolan went a little more extravagant with just a little bit with the fighting, because he went with this style where like you're doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think he could have gotten some really fucking awesome Batman fights if he added at least a little kung fu or Muay Thai or something.
Yeah.
Right.
because like
That
they
last fight,
Yeah, one
that
he
last
knows-
fight in Batman Begins with Liam Neeson is just two guys doing this a whole bunch. It's
Yeah.
It's like
so that's the downside.
Well, and even oh god, the fight with Bane in the third movie is awful. It's just them going, ugh, and then they just like repeatedly punch each other in the chest.
I think
they
the
tried
first
to
fight
be
in
really realistic, but then
Yeah.
they still choreographed it, so
Right.
it just looked really like.
yeah.
And Batman
I
knows
thought the first one
every
was the
martial
first
arts.
fight was okay in the sewers. I thought that was all right.
Yeah.
But the second one is like that's a confrontation we've been waiting for the whole movie, and then it's
Yeah.
I gotta say Christopher Nolan just because it's biased, but I haven't seen the others, so I haven't seen all of the others.
All right, before we all agree on this,
okay.
I want to let everybody know this episode of the Trier Podcast is brought to you by Bespoke Post, and to be fully
Bespoke Post?
correct here.
Bespoke
So Bespoke Post is a subscription club that offers monthly theme boxes curated from unique and upcoming brands from around the world. So there's a wide variety of boxes, right, and themes that you go through. So you got style, grooming, cooking, drinking, travel.
Hair stuff, coffee,
Yep.
alcohol.
There's
Drink box.
all sorts of stuff that you can choose from. So you go in and you can take your pick. You can kind of customize it, and they're going to send you one on a month-to-month basis. Visit bespokepost.com and answer a few short questions that'll let them gauge your interest and give a feel for the boxes that you'll vibe with and go with your style. This is like a man's gift. Like with Christmas coming up, this is a great opportunity.
This is a John box.
This is like if you're just into if you're looking to exploring new brands and trying new stuff and kind of reaching outside your comfort zone a little bit and being introduced to some new stuff, this is a great opportunity to do so. I think it's pretty fun. So you get 20% off your first subscription box when you go to bespokepost.com and enter the promo code TRYHARD at checkout. That's 20% off your first box at BESPOKE post.com. Promo code TRYHARD. Bespoke Post theme boxes for guys that give a damn.
All right.
I love that tagline.
All right.
So you can find a link to that them in the description, and it's a great deal, and maybe worth giving it a try with Christmas coming up. Could have a great Christmas gift throughout the year.
They support us, so go support them. It means the world. So.
For sure. Okay.
Okay, so
we need to come into agreement here.
okay, John has swayed me the other way because he is right in the first movie's writing and its situations of Bruce Wayne, because you get to see Bruce Wayne training. You get to see him go from a selfish man to a sad ninja.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is pretty cool. Those are good training sequences, and those count as Bruce Wayne scenes. And that is a strong Bruce Wayne for
but
me.
what about the second and third movies? Right, that's the thing. Is like second and third movies.
Well,
it's like you have really top
the
heavy
third
at the
one?
top.
The third one is too crowded for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Period. It's
Third
just,
one's just terrible.
and the second one is carried by Heath Ledger
It
in the
is,
Joker.
for sure.
yeah, and the second one like
But I mean, like, you can't base it completely on that, because like the second Tim Burton one was entertaining but not nearly as good.
I think Batman Returns sucks.
Yeah, and like after that, the company, like one of the reasons they went so cartoonish, because they wanted to sell toys to kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so they basically were like, all right, see ya.
Yeah, they left the Tim Burton dark and dreary.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, okay, so But the second film, like Meryl Streep could have played fucking Batman, and she would have been outplayed by Heath Ledger. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was going to be a good Batman in Dark Knight Rises. So that's just a wash.
Yeah.
Compared to the Joker. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I will tell you about Batman Returns with Danny DeVito and those guys, like with and Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I don't like that film. I've never liked it. But if you listen to some people talk, they will swear by that film. They're like, this is so much better than the original Batman. Yeah. And it's weird. Yeah, I'm with you.
My siblings grew up doing that too, but it's like, it's so wacky.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it. The one thing, going back to the original 89 Batman, and it's tough to say the original because I know there were Batmans prior to, obviously, Adam West. But and some people will say Adam West is the best Batman. You know, it's just like,
Come on.
Some people are old.
Come on.
Yeah. But with 89 Batman, though, I feel like Batman is not just fighting the Joker in that, but there's always some other obstacle in front of him, right? There's always somebody that the Joker has ready as some sort of henchman, ready to go at any point, in any fight. And the only time he gets Joker actually one-on-one is at the top of the bell tower where they fight.
Yeah.
But every other time, Bob's there, or someone is helping the Joker get away.
Or the crazy black dude at the end who has kung fu swords. Where did he come from?
That
was awesome. That guy's cool.
Just a guy, right?
Was he a character from the comics?
Who knows? Who knows?
Probably.
Crazy.
I'm gonna say probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
out of the thousands of comics, I'm sure.
I think they're both great Batman. Both great Bruce Wayne.
But we have to come to an agreement
Well,
after your request.
It's tough though between the first Tim Burton and the first Nolan. Like that's tough.
Can we all agree that Val Kilmer is not the best Bruce Wayne?
I agree that he is not the best.
Can we all agree
It's
that?
very easy for me.
I will defer. Since we are agreeing with something here, I will defer to you guys and say Christian Bale is the best Batman Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I'd say that.
In the interest of just moving forward, y'all agree.
It's so tough though.
Yeah, we all agree. But are you deferring to Christian Bale?
I'll defer, sure. But I mean, I do feel personally. But as a group, I will concur with you.
I think one thing we can all agree on is that, and I don't know how many more they're going to keep making, but I don't think we've found that perfect one actor to play both Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I agree.
No. It's not Ben Affleck, but we're about to get it because Justice League did well, which means they're not stopping production on any of their 20,000 movies in the future.
I heard the director wanted Jake Gyllenhaal for the standalone Batman movie.
That'd be great.
Maybe. Okay, so the Batman movie should be much easier. It's either. Am I right? It's either the Dark Knight or it's Batman 89.
It's either Batman 89 or Batman Begins.
Or Batman Begins.
As far as
that's
Batman.
the first one.
Okay.
I'll tell you this about Batman 89. And
we're talking about the film now.
Yeah, I understand.
What Batman film
and
is.
As a film,
I
would say Batman
Dark Knight,
Begins.
Man.
Batman Begins?
I'll agree.
Batman Begins?
I think 89 is really fun, but it's definitely
it doesn't matter.
It's definitely
a movie.
It's definitely a movie of the time.
Gotcha.
If you go back and you look at 89 now, you're like,
If you're saying best Batman movie, just overall, I'd say Dark Knight.
I don't know. It hasn't held up as strong. Like Joker has held up for sure.
That's
100%.
fine. But if he makes that movie the best one, then it doesn't matter.
This isn't about Batman. I would rather watch that one than Batman Begins.
Yeah. I would watch Batman Begins.
Mainly because of the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can watch that and still get like tingly with fear a little bit.
I would probably watch Batman Begins first because
same here.
I feel like it has.
I felt like that it dragged on. I feel like when I saw it in theaters, I was like, it just kept going and going and going.
The Scarecrow isn't a very colorful villain.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
he is
like in the comics and stuff. I'm saying for that movie, he would just kind of at the very end.
This is kind of fucked up, but like I don't like Dark Knight. I can't say it's Dark Knight Rises because Joker is still alive and it's weird at the end. I have no idea what happens to the Joker. Yeah, he's
Dark
just
Knight
hanging.
Rises?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's just hanging there, and then it cuts away, and it's like the Joker's locked up. It's like I know he's
probably in Arkham, and they're just waiting for more funding until they can make a whole Batman villain movie.
Okay. And we'll just tie it up so we can move on.
Well, no, I mean I would like to open up to the audience. I want to know who they think the best Batman is, but specifically best Bruce Wayne, right? Because that's kind of where the topic started.
Yeah.
And which Batman movie is the best? Like, let us know in the comments for sure, whether you're watching or listening to the show. For sure.
What a rock solid conversation that was.
We should do that every week. Just pick a long standing movie
and then come
franchise.
to agreement on it.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't turn petty.
Like you have to find it.
It's like fuck you, Crag.
Man, I saw this thing on Reddit. This is kind of out of a comic book, but the first successful human head transplant occurred.
Human head
It
transplant?
was
Yeah.
successful.
Yep, it was successful.
What does that mean?
That means they took a head and they put it on another body. And
So
now-
more context.
Okay, more
There's
context.
this Russian guy, because of course this was done in Russia.
Yeah.
Who had a disease where he was paralyzed from the neck down,
Uh-huh.
and he was gonna die in like a year or two, anyways. And so he was like,
You know.
"Yeah, I'm gonna die anyways, so I might as well give this a shot."
To try to move my head onto someone else's body.
Yeah.
So they took a healthy cadaver. I'm not kidding.
This is
This is
yeah,
for
look it
real.
up.
They've
It
been
was
talking about it. I've seen articles like leading up to this, like at least
about a
2
year.
years.
Yeah,
about a year or
totally.
I just didn't know it was successful. That's totally insane. And so the idea was that they were gonna take a healthy cadaver, as healthy as a cadaver can be, and remove its head, and then put this guy's head onto it.
Huh.
Can he move his arms?
I don't know. I just saw the Reddit post before we went live.
Wait, okay. So, real quick, I thought the guy was sacrificing his head to go on someone else's body.
Like 2 heads?
Yeah. Well, no,
God,
no,
no.
not like 2 heads, but like somebody else was going to like I don't know. Someone else had some sort of brain issues or something. I don't know. I thought he was going to off himself. To move it.
So he did for probably at least an hour.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
Okay,
nuts.
so this means that if I don't like my body,
Wait. Now there's a bunch of controversy around it.
why?
I don't know. Some people are saying it's real. Some people are saying it's fake.
Is it
Are
real
there
time?
pictures?
I haven't.
That's why I just saw the.
I know
the
they've been
post.
actually trying to do it.
I saw it as a headline on Yahoo. It's got to be real. Okay.
It's a head transplant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So like the question I want to know is like where do they cut? Where like because you're dealing with spine, you're dealing with all these other
it
things.
depends on the bodies you have.
thousands of nerves and everything that have to be interconnected. To
Yeah,
where you
like,
can
how do you-
receive and,
You
send
take
and
the whole
receive signals.
spine and slip it into the
Exactly.
like Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Let me put stuff that back in there.
Well, they had to cut off part of the spine because part of that's where the disease was. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Okay. I
I
got you.
I mean, I'm not a head transplant doctor.
What kind of doctor are you?
Mr. Doctor.
This is
Right.
weird.
They had
man.
I'm sure they would cut through somewhere and just reattach the nerves. I mean,
There's a video of them talking
way
about it.
simplified, obviously, but like there was a lot of like theories about how like this could have been worse than death because like if the body rejected the head, like the
Yeah.
guy would be in just a terrible, terrible pain,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hell.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you imagine every part of the body telling the brain to fuck off?
Like no,
Like when I stub my toe, my brain is like, "Fuck you." Imagine all of it being like, "Brain, we don't like you." Your brain is just like sending all these like,
it's just on fire.
oh
Well,
my god.
That's nuts just to
So-
think about.
If it hasn't success, I don't know. I assumed it happened. Because people
the
were
comments
saying
will
it
tell us
happened.
because we'll know more by the time this. Is
Yeah.
out.
Okay, so here's the great question: Whose body would you transplant your head onto?
Does it have to be alive or dead?
Doesn't matter.
No,
I mean, they
think,
have to be dead.
I think they had to be dead.
I can't kill them first.
No.
what?
no.
Who would you murder?
So
and then
yeah, I was
put
like,
your
so
head
what
on?
dead guy would I rather have the body of?
If I needed a head transplant, I don't know if I could murder anyone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I
I
guess.
to hire someone.
Okay, let's just talk about like aesthetically. Whose body would you put your head onto
Usain Bolt.
to take over? Usain Bolt?
I know 100%.
Who?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron?
Yeah, Zac
Not bad.
Efron.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
100%. Like
That's the
at
body
first
of
I
sex.
was like, Brad
Matt-
Pitt. No, he's too old. Zac Efron.
Yeah, Zac
perfect.
Efron.
He's in his prime, ready to
I
go.
mean, your head's gonna be still pretty old.
What's that?
Your
Your
head's
head's
gonna be
looking
old.
But I look good as fuck from the neck down. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I think Zac Efron's the answer.
Yeah.
Right? I
Way to
like
go,
that.
Craig.
I won. I won the
You
internet today.
You are right.
That's right. So just Zach, watch your back.
You're gonna cut your
Watch
head
the
off.
body.
Because I'm coming for it. That's right. I'm going for your back. And your front.
Whoa!
And everything.
What if you did that to like, I don't know, let's say Trump, and you're like, you get his body, and you're like, I'm the president. Really? Let's get a fingerprint ID, and I'm like
But
90%
here's the thing.
him.
But then your head is on him, and they know it's not you. They know it's not Trump because it's your fucking head. It's not like it's your
I don't
head
know.
just on his body.
Okay, then swap it the other way
Your
around.
family will be like, "Wow, Parker's really out of shape, and he's the president now."
What if we swapped then, and he goes to the White House, and they're like, "Nah, get out of here, kid."
Just saying like your head on Trump's body. No, let me in.
It's me. It's me. I saw it. China.
China.
But man, what an interesting thing to have your
Yeah,
head
that's
cut
nuts.
off.
Speaking of like head
Future's
conversations,
Yeah.
and brains in particular, there's been a lot of talk about the NFL and sports and
Head
CTE
damage?
and and brain damage.
Yeah.
CTE is like the disease from pretty much ramming your head into a wall
Concussions,
for
Yeah.
20 years. And this week they were able to diagnose the first living person with CTE.
Oh, wow.
Up until this point, you've had to die, so they can be like, well, there, yeah, his brain, it's all over there. There's a CTE, it's all in his brain.
Yeah.
But like a couple days ago, they found a living human. They're like, yep, that's CTE.
Who was it?
I don't recall.
Was he a football player?
Yeah, he was a football player.
Okay.
How old was he?
Not old, but you know,
Was he still active in the
60?
league?
No,
Oh,
he's had a
okay.
full career. But they're saying
Bless
within
you.
5 years that they'll have a commercial product that will be able to diagnose CTE. And I think that within 5 years, football will be dead.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they can,
At least, yeah, in the way that
At
it's
least
run
tackle
right
football.
now.
yeah, exactly. And
There are some old NFL like big names trying to create like a really high tech version of football.
Yeah,
it's
who's
basically
making-
it's like
who's
it's
making
basically
their own league?
flag football, but like with more sensors and stuff.
Wasn't Diddy
Yeah.
making his own league?
Maybe.
Someone like that was.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon once tried that. Didn't work out very well.
I can't wait. I can't like when that happens and all the players are like, "Oh, we're killing ourselves." Like,
I think a lot of the players know that they're doing it.
oh yeah,
themselves.
yeah, no doubt
Right.
about it. Like,
It- like,
the
just-
players know that like they can't. Sometimes they can't remember the kids' names. They don't know what when they see okra, they don't know what word to call it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But if they see
Oprah?
corn, they know that every time.
But if they see Oprah.
Okra in particular.
I was just trying to think of some inanimate object. Like,
Yeah.
what is, they're like hand you a shoe. They're like,
Well, no, you see that a lot though with
football.
players like players from the 80s and 90s that they're long past their career. They have developed some sort of Alzheimer's, some sort of brain disease where they can't remember things. They don't know where they're going.
Oh,
They
the
have to put
boxers
notes
had
on
that
them
too.
all the times.
yeah, boxers, hockey players, like,
But primarily football, and obviously boxers are just you know.
Yeah,
Like
that's
his
the thing. Like,
boxer's defense is this.
Yeah,
yeah.
once you learn that, like, do you just ban all sports because they have the potential to be dangerous?
No, I don't think you ban them, but I think that you look at ways to improve them. I think that the reason why I say the NFL will die, or at least change drastically, there's two things going to happen. One, it will change drastically if this product comes out. Two, the NFL will buy it and shelf it. They'll buy the product and shelf it. It'll never see the light of day, right? They'll buy the patents, they'll buy everything, and they'll just hide it, right?
Yep.
But I think the spotlight's too bright on them. But with other sports, I think that when you look at the primary contact attached to,
Yeah, most of it's not focused on the head as much as football.
I mean, but if you look at soccer, right, it's primarily used.
Yeah,
to
every
kick-
time,
headbutts,
every time,
yeah.
every time you hit a ball, it's like giving yourself a mini concussion.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I remember.
I mean, that's silly to think about that it's just
It
a
is.
ball, but every time you hit a ball, like you are, like,
Maybe if
this-
it's a dense ball, but what about like a volleyball, man? That's like
do you play
feathers.
soccer with a volleyball?
Oh, you're talking about soccer. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking
yeah,
about soccer
okay,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. for-
But I mean,
Yeah.
you look at it and you go, I think that. Then I'm going to go back to slam ball on this because slam ball had these padded soft shell helmets, right? That weren't football helmets. They are essentially cupped the top of your head. So these things have been around for 15 years now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's something that it reduces the impact of balls being thrown at your face, whether it's soccer, whether it's volleyball, pick any sport that's not a contact sport like football. And I think those will probably be implemented. You see soccer goalies wearing helmets now. That's what they wear to protect their head, and and it's the same type of soft shell head.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I think that football is so huge in the United States, and you think that within 5 years, just the atom bomb is going to just explode and destroy this game.
Yeah, think about Arlington, where the Cowboy Stadium is, where I'm from. Like, that town is like, I mean, that.
Well, they
town,
had Six Flags beforehand. But
Well, yeah, of
Arlington, Frisco.
Yeah.
Frisco who just got the Cowboys to move there, and like I don't think professional football is going to go away.
Yeah.
But I just think you'll see.
There's gonna be some kind of change, probably.
Let's just see. Okay, you have an 8-year-old kid, and he's playing football, and every day he gets up and then he goes to practice, and he wakes up, and he's playing against other 8-year-old kids, and they don't know how to tackle properly because it's some dads who are teaching, right? And then mom comes home, she's like, "Hey, I got this test," and the kid shows the slightest sign
Of CT.
the
At 8 years
slightest sign. Like, as a responsible person, not even a parent, you go, fuck you. What are you doing to your kids? You know? And like I had this, I put it on Twitter probably a couple months ago. I said, with all we know now, there's not a chance in hell I would let my kids play football.
Yeah.
Right. And some guy responded with like, I let my kid decide. And I didn't respond this way, but I should have. I was like, you're the parent. Your job is to make sure your kid is safe.
Yeah.
Right. It's not your kid's decision.
It's like I'll let my kids decide. It's like, hey, you could develop a lack of brain function by the time you're like 20 years old because of what you could be doing to yourself right now. And then you turn on the TV, you play football, and you're like yelling and screaming whenever somebody knocks the fuck out. What do you think your kid's gonna say? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and like, you know, a lot of there's a good amount of parents out there who, like, you know, use their, like, if their kid shows they're really good in football, they're gonna be like, oh, be damned with the brain. Like, this kid's gonna be good at football. He's gonna be my legacy.
Get a scholarship.
You know?
My baby's going to school.
Yeah.
Full ride.
And there's truth to that, right?
Yeah.
Going back
Yeah.
to the NFL players, there are NFL players who are like, yeah, I know that I'm messing up my head right now.
totally.
But you know what? I have enough money for my family to live for generations.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're cool with that. And,
Yeah.
and it's almost like you know, laying on the sword to better your family.
Yeah.
And they're cool with that. And okay, cool, right? But I think that, you know, your NFL owners, your NFL as a league, they're gonna have to look at it. Every league's gonna have to look at it because as soon as that test comes out and is available for any sort of sport, and parents start looking at it and they say, okay, well, my wrestler landed on his head. Okay, you got to take the CTE test, and you know, pick anything, rugby, cricket, you know, whatever it may be. If there's
baseball,
yeah, like you think about the baseball pitchers who get slammed, pelted by
I mean,
balls
like,
to the
I've even
face.
seen baseball helmets now. Have you seen the kind
They
with
come
the
over.
They come over because people were getting hit in the teeth with baseballs that are going 104 miles fucking hour. Like,
the National League MVP, Giancarlo Stanton, this year, he bats with essentially an entire guard over his face.
Yeah.
And you can only see it like this.
I would do Little League style, entire
put a
full cage.
cage.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, man, why would you not
Baseball, Little League Baseball does it. Softball does it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a machismo thing. That's all it is. It's just like, yeah, I'm a fucking man.
I need to be able to see. It's like, what do you mean? These Little League kids are hitting baseballs and they have face masks on.
Yeah, exactly.
Protect your teeth.
It's just nuts. It's nuts to think about how crazy just the NFL as like probably 6 months ago, something like that. Mark Cuban, who owns the Mavericks in the basketball, said like the NFL is essentially going to implode in the next like 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the reason is that he felt that CTE was going to be a big thing. The owners are going to get too big, and it's going to be. The NFL has been on top for so long. Eventually, they're just going to fall down, like boxing did in the '70s, and so baseball, you know, and that's what's happening right now with the NFL. It's crazy. It's like it's the beginning steps of seeing this giant, the most popular sport and TV show in America, starting to crack a little bit.
Yeah.
And
It's already started to, in viewership at least, it started to slide a little bit.
That's because of online video.
Exactly.
That's not because of any popularity. That's because people can watch it fucking anywhere now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And
that has nothing to do with TV
No, but
ratings.
like the fact that we have online video and like esports, like the fact that Dota 2 had more viewers in the Super Bowl, like stuff like that.
Sure, but that's a
means-
worldwide audience compared to a nationwide audience.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
Huge
Selling
difference.
selling to a worldwide audience sounds appealing, but it's such a broad. Like, you can't sell the same thing to Japan that you can the United States.
Depending.
I mean,
They love baseball.
Unless
Like,
it's
baseball's over there
Coca-Cola, unless it's McDonald's, unless it's
A
KFC,
brand?
and that's it. Like, that's the only three things you can sell between. Like,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like from an advertising standpoint. Like, you can't even sell the same thing in New York that you can in California, let
Well,
alone.
you cater to your demographic.
Yeah, but
what
once
you're
again,
talking
your
That's what
demographic
he's saying,
in
like,
Japan is
yeah.
entirely different than it was in the United States.
It's not 50
Sure.
states. It's the
Yeah.
But you
entire
got to
world.
take that
part.
case by case. You can't make a general rule for that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like,
And taking it case by case is hard. That's what we're saying.
yeah, I guarantee an advertising spot on the Super Bowl is worth way more than an advertising spot at Dota,
Oh, sure.
regardless of the size of the
Yeah.
audience, because it is a concentrated audience in one specific country as opposed to
Yeah.
worldwide. You know,
With a
that's all I'm
culture
saying.
for watching the advertisements during that broadcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nuts. It's nuts.
I don't know. I never gave a shit about football from the moment I was born. So
Yeah.
I never fucking cared. One, because it took too long for things to actually happen. 2, because there was too many goddamn rules and strategies. And 3
I
because like I didn't want to have to get dressed up to play anything.
What's interesting about football, if you think about it, it's kind of like Battlegrounds in a sense. And follow me on this, right? In football, there's about 4 to 5 seconds of action, and then it's the 30-second break, right?
Yeah.
So that's what makes color commentators and commentators so important in football, because
make people not be bored.
well, no, it's not about bored. It's about analyzing what happens. So something happens. You think about how you watch a football game. Hey, John, what you got going on? Oh yeah, family's great, you know, and that's almost how it goes. Is you sit and you have a conversation, and it's a sport that you can watch and communicate with while watching, right? Whereas if you look at hockey, it's like, oh gosh, oh that's a great pass,
or basketball as well.
Yeah, like it's so bam, 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 bam. But football has these ebbs and flows as it goes, and whenever there's a
like
big
golf.
peak, it's exciting.
Yeah, same with baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just baseball has a little bit different flow than football does,
Yeah.
right? And it's more bam, bam. It's more this,
Yeah.
right? Whereas baseball, it's more like,
Yeah.
it's just not as fun. But Battlegrounds, though, it's kind of the same way, where there's like ebbs and flows, and allows you to converse and allows us to converse with the audience and anybody tuning in. And when you get action, it's live action. Okay, it stops, calms down.
Yeah.
Let's loot. Let's get our stuff. Let's keep on moving. Oh, live action. Let's go. And it's not 5 seconds and 30 seconds. It may be 2 minutes and then 15-minute break, in between action. But at the same time, it's a wonderful spectator sport.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. So
See, I love watching baseball for about 4 innings, and then I'm done. Like, cause I don't know, I get bored easily.
There's a fun scene in The Last Samurai. It's like 10 seconds when Nathan Tom Cruise's character is teaching the samurai kids how to play baseball.
Yeah.
This is a fun little thing because baseball's so huge in Japan. So
it's
fun
all.
little.
Speaking of
Bring it
huge,
over. Yeah, speaking of huge, this episode of the Tryhard Podcast is brought to you by our good buddies at Dollar Shave Club. Listen, you've heard us talk about the amazing shave that we get from Dollar Shave Club, especially when we use it with Dr. Carver's shave butter.
oh
What's up?
boy,
You know it.
oh, put it on your
Oh,
toast.
put it everywhere.
Well, I'm here to tell you that we are never giving up our memberships, ever. In fact, we're going to be adding more Dollar Shave Club products to the daily routine. We got the we got the Dollar Shave Club. It makes great for your hair, your face, your skin, shower,
hair.
everything you need, even your bottom now, which is great. And it's it's all their own original stuff. They're not like sourcing this out.
One wipe.
You got it. It's good stuff. And it's all delivered directly to you guys. Once again, we've been talking about this to you guys for 57 episodes. We've had a lot of G1s who have been encouraged and checked it out. Once again, if you have not, you need to get in on the Dollar Shave Club party bus. Razors, body cleanser, hair gel, and yes, those butt wipes.
One wipe.
You know it.
One wipe, Charlie's. One wipe.
It has everything covered, as you covered from
One
head
wipe.
What are you doing here?
to toe. And now it's a great time to give Dollar Shave Club a try. You get your first month of their best razor, along with travel size versions of the shave butter, body cleanser, and yes,
One wipe.
the butt wipes for just $5. And after that, replacement cartridges ship for just a few bucks a month. It's the Dollar Shave Club starter kit. Get yours for just $5 exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard. That is dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard. Once again, they support us, so please support them. They've been supporting us since the start, and they've been an awesome partner. So thank you guys very much, Dollar Shave Club.
2 things I want to finish with.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk to John about Call of Duty.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, specifically to you, John. Okay.
Sure.
You guys can talk to as well, of course. So we filmed this thing for Call of Duty practice video. We needed a 6, so we had to buy another PlayStation. So we did that, and then we gave it to John for this play session, so he could play Call of Duty with us. You've never played Call of Duty before, right?
Like campaign mode for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
4 years
That
ago.
counts. That
We
counts
played
as
Call of
nothing.
Duty World War
Yeah.
II.
Yeah.
What
You
was
don't die
it
nearly as
like?
fast.
What was it
Yeah.
like to just jump in and start playing Call of Duty in 2017?
It was strange.
Did it feel overwhelming?
Because at first, because Sean and I were talking about, because I mentioned how we never played before, so it was like, it'd be best if you could just kind of go nuts and jump around and stuff. So at first I was gonna try to do that, but I step around a corner, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to do anything if I just try to be silly, because like in Halo, because I played Halo with friends a lot.
You have a shield.
Like you have a shield, like you could jump around like an idiot for like half an hour. You jump around a corner for a second, you heal back up, and you go at it again.
Yeah. In Call of Duty, it's like 4 or 5 shots, and
it feels sometimes one.
Yeah. Depending. You get shot in the head, yeah.
So I was just like, well, shit. I'm not going to be any help, comically or strategically to these guys.
You were fun comically. I think.
Okay, well that's good.
I think there's a section.
It was good from the aspect. There's a funny part in the video from the aspect that you didn't have a mic. Bolin and you were on capture point A. I think. Domination. And he's like, I'm communicating to John. And he was doing squats like, we're gonna defend A, and then you just sprint off from the point. You're like, well, okay.
Every time I'd see John, I'd be like, "There's John," and he'd be like,
you were always.
He was like playing super careful.
It was funny because like there were times when I thought I was behind cover, and I'd be shooting at someone and then just die. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I saw the kill cam, and like what I thought was behind cover, I'm just like standing down in the fucking open. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like not having like the third person view, it's so much harder to like have peripheral, because like it's not like a lot of people think that like first person is like so realistic, but you don't walk around like fucking this.
Yeah, you don't.
You have peripheral. You can see like at least here.
Just imagine walking around like I can't see you right now, Parker.
And you can quickly
look
to your side without having to go.
Right.
It's like the Batman cowl kind of.
Exactly.
You just have to
with blinders on.
And for my character, it's true, but you just have to imagine you're wearing goggles, and that the goggles like come
just
out
pretend,
and your neck is stiff.
Yeah.
But each round I slowly got better. I went from 0 kills to 9 kills.
We saw your
of
stats.
Yeah. So that was good.
Cool. I guess the other thing I want to talk about
is
fun
though.
Well,
I had a good time.
do you want to keep playing it? Would you like to keep playing it sometime?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Good. See that?
So as long as you guys don't mind, like, me sucking for a while.
No,
that's fine.
No,
You have to suck for a
I
while.
think the best part.
Yeah.
I think the best part about Call of Duty's multiplayer is you can play it alone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to have a full team to.
It's way more
with.
fun with friends.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah.
But it is a nice, like, I can relax and just chill.
Play a 10-minute round or play 20 minutes of
That's why I've always liked Call of Duty.
Yeah, of course.
That you can sit down and play a round and for 10 minutes and then be content.
Yeah.
You can
hop in. I lost. Or hey, I won. Okay, let's go.
And then you forget it 3 seconds later. You're like, oh, I lost. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly.
No, I don't forget. If I think
every loss,
I'll be like, no, I've lost plenty of times. But the point is, like, if I'm doing homework or whatever, and then I decide to play Call of Duty, it starts getting late. I'll be like, all right, I'll do one more game. I lose that game. I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm not ending on that note. I gotta play another one and then another one until like my team eventually wins one. And so I like that edge that it keeps you going a little bit just to like have that feeling.
I've been doing that with Minesweeper a lot.
Yeah.
So Grayson tweeted the other day. He was like, "I got to be honest. I'm 29. I don't know how to play Minesweeper." And John was like, "I will teach you." And so John, you've been playing Minesweeper like crazy now?
Yeah. Whenever Grayson put that out, he was like, "Does anyone really know how to play?" And Angel was, Director of Awesome was like, "No one really does." I was like, "I can show you."
It's like
and it got me back on like a Minesweeper kick, because like a years ago.
Minesweeper kick. Oh my god!
I downloaded it on my phone.
No one has ever said that before. Got me back on a Minesweeper kick.
Like crack that Minesweeper.
It's a lot of fun. Honestly, like it's just kind of fun. Like, oh fuck. Oh yeah.
I can just see John as like a 6-year-old like grandmaster going around to kids with iPads that are just like blank Minesweeper pages. They go to press, goes, not there.
He doesn't like console them or like say like, good job. He's just not there.
Not there.
Man, I was really like when I was trying to like send a gift back to Grayson about like teaching him. Like, because you put that gift like Grayson's first time with that John, him like exploding.
Yeah. So John was like, somebody put like Anakin Skywalker in reply to learning how to play Minesweeper, and it was like Anakin saying, "Is it possible to learn this power?" And John replied with like the evil Emperor saying like, "Not from a Jedi." Nice. And so I replied with like Anakin like burning it on fire, like saying like Grayson's first time playing Minesweeper.
But I wanted to reply with like, it wasn't like Star Wars related, but I wanted to find that clip from Rambo 3 when he's just like stabbing the earth, like finding the mines.
Oh,
It's like, you know,
yeah.
Grayson's first game after learning from me.
There's a scene in Rainbow 3. We watched Rainbow 1, 2, and 3 in a marathon, and not in a marathon, but we just watched them. And there's a scene where he's crawling through a minefield in Afghanistan, and he's just like sticking the ground with his knife right in front of
Searching
him.
for the mines.
He's like looking for the mines. I'm just like, what if you touched one, Rambo? Just crawl and hope for the best. You don't have to stab the earth.
I think he's trying to hit the bottoms of it where the switches
Yeah,
are.
and pop them out.
But yeah, so I've just been like every day I'm just like I guess I'm doing the round of Minesweeper, and like I was playing on intermediate and I was kicking ass on that. I was like I'll jump up to expert. Expert has like fucking 99 mines. And it's like I haven't won.
One clear space. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's to keep you? How do you win Minesweeper?
Okay, so
Clear the board.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have asked that. I don't actually want. I just want like a one sentence explanation.
it's really easy. Like the rules are simple. Okay. Basically, like the first hit is luck, but after that, like it gives you clues.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll notice a lot of the blocks have numbers in them. That's how many mines are within the border of that number.
How many mines or how
How many
close that
mines?
mine is?
How many mines? So if you get a 1, that means within that eight blocks area, there's gonna be 1 mine there. If this says 5, there's 5 mines. And so that gives you clues on how
it's a
many.
9-block area. Am I wrong?
Well,
outside of the one.
There's
Outside of the one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 8 blocks around each block, unless you're in the bottom or the corner, whatever. And that's how many mines are there. So you use those as clues to be like, okay, I have 1 here, and this one says 2, so on and so forth. I use deduction to figure out, like there can only be this amount of mines.
Deduction?
I'm gonna be so good.
You've never known this before?
I'm gonna be
No,
so
I-
good.
So
now
many people don't know that the
because
numbers mean something.
I thought they were distance, and I thought that means like there's a mine like 1 block over or 2 blocks.
See,
over.
for me, it's like as a kid when I was learning how to play Minesweeper, it's like, hey, you put flags here on the blocks, and I was like, oh, that means I can just put flags on every single block, and then because in my child's mind, it's like let's put flags on all of them, and not have to worry about mines.
Yeah, yeah. But they only give you the amount of flags for the amount of mines there are.
What are flags for?
You mark a mine.
Yeah.
So that way, like, if you accidentally click that
I can't
area,
believe we're fucking talking
Dude,
about
like
this.
Yeah.
Minesweeper is just one of those
it's
games.
a fun game.
Yeah,
I know it's like but it's also like the first game.
Right, yeah, it's just
Like
one of those
ever- like
games
ever
that
made.
came out that you're like, yeah, I'll
It's
play it. I
frustrating.
don't know what I'm doing, but
It's
here
not
I
on
go.
Windows 10 anymore, so you have to like go to a website to play it. It's
Oh,
kinda-
really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's
What
fun.
a shame.
What a shame.
Not
It is
even
a
on the
shame.
Xbox One
What a
X.
shame.
That Minesweeper.
Man, what if somebody came out with like Minesweeper for whatever PC or Xbox One X?
Minesweeper VR would be sick.
True high definition, like it's
So you
like
can like, actually walk around the
1080p,
field and like
Yeah.
play something.
4K,
Yeah.
4K Minesweeper.
What about that? A VR Minesweeper where you're walking on the grid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't feel the explosion. No matter.
Yeah. Dude, I feel the explosion.
Is it really intense like vibration controllers?
Yeah.
It's like you
We'll
feel
work on
the height in that climb game
Oh yeah,
when you're
definitely.
playing the climb on VR and you look down and you're like, okay, just gonna grip on right here and not let go.
Or you could play Minesweeper like Mission Impossible it, or you have to. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Got it. One going. There's one right there. There it is. There's 4. Yes. Got them all.
Line them up.
Nice. Where you Mission Impossible, you Tom Cruise and you come down and then you plant the flag
That'd be
and
cool.
you come back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that'd be
And
cool.
Just got this weird sensation.
Bungee
moving
jump
up and
Minesweeper.
Anyways, whatever. All right, cool. That was a fun show. Good job, gentlemen. That was enjoyable. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, you can become a patron and support all of our VOD content, including Tryhard and our edited gameplays, which are coming soon. We're closing in on Evil Craig, so thank you guys very much. And for all you patrons, you have Tryhard available for you guys exclusively. So that's great. Good job. But it will never hit YouTube. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week for Tryhard number 48 here on
58.
Gamertag.
58.
58.
We'll
I
travel
think
back
I
in
said
time.
48 earlier, but
Yes.
58.
You said 57 earlier. You did
50.
good.
69.
This is just the episode that is.
Bye, Craig.
Bye.